Hey, what's going on YouTube? Just got T-Mobile home internet. Let's unbox it and see what the unboxing looks like. And then inside the box is the gateway itself, which comes out sealed. And then below that, sorry about the TV in the background, I forgot to mute it, but whatever. We're rolling. You get a really cheap, flimsy Ethernet cable and a power adapter that almost looks like it's from like a MacBook or a small laptop. Alright, so now that we've completed the unboxing, I've turned off my equipment from my existing provider, Spectrum. I've got the T-Mobile router right here, and I've plugged it in a temporary location. But if we keep it, this top of this dresser is where it would go. So let's plug it in, turn it on, and see what happens initially. And then I'll look over some of the documentation here. All right. All right. So I have turned the power cord on, and you get the T-Mobile symbol right there. While that's powering up, let's open up some of this. Pardon me while I try to open this with one hand. Step 1, position in the center of the home basically. Plug in and power on. Step 3 is to download the app, which I've already done. And then once you download the app, there's a QR code on the bottom of the router to scan. So we'll see how that goes in just a second. Alright, so I have the router set up in its first temporary location on top of my dresser. The old networking equipment is turned off temporarily. Let's run a speed test here and see what kind of speeds we get. I'm going to choose select automatically just to be fair. Alright, T-Mobile in Syracuse. And let's see what happens. That's not very good. I mean, don't get me wrong, the speeds are usable, but it's not what I would consider to be good home internet. At least not in the temporary location I have it put right now. Let's take now those upload speeds are better than my cable right now, so that's kind of mildly exciting. Let's try a different server just to be completely fair to T-Mobile and the gateway, or the router. Let's try AT&T in New York City. Let's see what happens there. Actually, we're going to do Palmerton, Pennsylvania. Okay, now it looks like our connection has gone dead, so let me do some investigating on that, and I'll start the video again here in a second. Okay, take 2 here. So it looks like the router restarted, or maybe it was doing some kind of firmware update, I don't know. But it's showing 4 out of 5 bars now, which sounds good. So let's run the speed test again and see what happens. Those ping times are not very good. Oh man, I hope this isn't band 12. I'll have to look in the app and see. Alright, let's try a different server. Let's try one in New Jersey. Alright, that's a little bit better. Again though, still not approaching what I would consider... Okay, alright, it's in the territory of usable home internet. We'll put it that way. And I will throw a screenshot up on the screen of the app that controls it and showing what bands it's connected to. So I'll go through that in just a second. Alright, so we're going to try a new location for the gateway and router. I put it in a very, very large window facing a couple different cell sites for T-Mobile. So let's go back down to the laptop here and let's see what happens. Alright, so now that we know from the previous clip where I threw the metrics up on the screen, on the first floor of my house, we're connected to band 12, 5 megahertz. And so this update for Twitter that's going on right here is a 68 megabyte file, and it took probably over 2 to 3 minutes to download just that small update. And here's another speed test I just ran. So just giving you some food for thought there. Now let's go to fast.com and just do a quick test on fast to see what that produces. Now T-Mobile's home internet is not bandwidth capped on the video, or at least it's not supposed to be. But 11 down, yeah, that's kind of rough. Oh, 17. I mean, it's usable, but you might experience buffering doing 4K video, and you would definitely buffer on 8K video at those rates. Let's do the show more metrics real quick here. Not sure why that popped up. Alright, so 29 for the latency, 166 loaded, and 18 for the up. The upload speeds are actually alright. My Spectrum 400 by 20 plan only gives 20, and sometimes 23, so you know, that's comparable there, which is pathetic on Spectrum's part, in my opinion. Alright, so I know you're not supposed to move the gateway, but I had to try it in a different location just to see, number one, if the box is functioning correctly that I received, but number two, I just wanted to see what this thing's really capable of. So we're in an area that I know. So I had some audio issues here with my iPhone for some reason, so I'm just going to dub over the audio for this part of the video. But basically, I moved the gateway to an area that I know has good 5G performance on T-Mobile's network. And needless to say, if these were my speeds at home, I would keep it. This is comparable to my home broadband, but better because the upload speeds are great. I mean, in a second here, you're going to see I'm getting over 50 megabits per second up on the upload, so that's impressive. My really expensive cable plan only hits 20 to 24 at the most, which is what I paid for, but in 2021, it's kind of pathetic that that's the best T-Mobile, or that's the best that Spectrum can provide. Yeah, I mean, this is impressive for being completely over the air. I'd say it would be a keeper if it worked like this at my house. All right, so that's my conclusion, my review and wrap up of the new T-Mobile home internet gateway. It's $50 a month, tax included. But as you saw through the video, in my area, not a good option. Speeds are wildly inconsistent at my location. And it just doesn't have the power that I would need to power. You know, I have 2 or 3 4K smart TVs running at all times. I have smart door locks, I have smart cameras. All that stuff needs to be connected, and this guy just isn't going to provide enough bandwidth for all of that running at the same time. Not to mention, pardon me, not to mention in the future I'm going to have kids that need this for their home internet to do homework and schoolwork and, you know, watch their videos on. Yeah, T-Mobile Home Gateway, not a good option for me, but I have seen cases where people are getting 600-700 down with it. I think in my area, it's just a case of the hilly terrain blocking the signal too much. And, you know, as you saw in some of the bandwidth screenshots, T-Mobile just doesn't have big enough slices of bandwidth that are, you know, at least reaching me. So that's it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I love all my new subscribers and my old ones. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.